One of the things that we do in my profession in English is to look for patterns and for unusual details. And in the Ridgeway section of the Underground Railroad, we begin to see that. One of the things that I noticed as I was reading through it is that Eli Whitney is mentioned twice, which seemed odd to me. But when you think about it, I think that's an important detail that really gives us some clues as to what's going on in the novel as a whole. Whitney, of course, invented the cotton gin, a machine that enabled cotton production to pick up. And when you start thinking about machines, that really gets you thinking about some of the things going on in this book. We have the Underground Railroad, which is itself a machine. But what really interested me in this section was starting to think about whether Ridgeway, the chief antagonist in the novel, is himself a piece in a bigger machine. Is he a piece that would be there whether this particular individual was there or not? In other words, is the machine always going to have a place for a Ridgeway? That's particularly pronounced given the opening of the chapter. We read about Ridgeway's father being a blacksmith, and what his father is doing is pounding a piece of iron that has been heated, shaping it so that it fits as a particular tool. And that starts raising questions for me about what is it that shapes Ridgeway so that he fits into this piece of the machine of slavery. We learn that he has some deep insecurities. His father has challenged him to find a way to fit into society, and we learn that he struggles with this. And I found myself wondering, is that insecurity a part of what enables Ridgeway to fulfill his part in this machine? That then raises a number of other really fascinating questions for me that I think Whitehead is really interested in exploring. The question of personal agency. To what extent do the characters in this novel have choices? To what extent are they shaped by their cultures to act in certain ways? And even if they wished to not act in those ways, there would be another person ready right behind them to step in and fulfill that role that they're playing. And as troubling as this question is, I think that even extends to the other characters in the books. To what extent are the slaves in the book able to act independently, to make that move of moving towards escape? To what extent are they conditioned and shaped by the culture in which they live to be part of this larger machine? And then ultimately, what is it going to take to break the machine? I think one of the things that Whitehead is very interested in. What is it going to take to have the whole thing kind of blow up to lead to meaningful change?